Hello and welcome. Maybe I went too early. Hello and welcome to the most meta-breaking podcast on Twitch, starring your hosts, everybody's favorite demon hunter, DracoCatt. We have Das Goose himself, the Warshack. He's got that nice little Dark Moon Fair background. I see you. And the homie, DmoneyGames. Hello. How's it going, guys?
Good.
It's going awesome. Glad to be here on my mobile rig.
Yeah, Draco's streaming this from an extended portion, not normally his house, and we're making it work. How's it been not being home? How's your little trip?
Oh, it's been really nice. I guess you don't realize how long you spend in your home and like not outside until you get away. And I'm in like central Pennsylvania, and Allie's family has like a lot of land and stuff. So it's just been nice to be able to go outside and enjoy the weather before it gets super cold. So yeah, I've been feeling zen. Very zen.
Dude, you're missing out on all the Hearthstone action, bro. You better get back inside.
I'll be okay.
All right.
Now, I'm interested to see what happens. We haven't gotten to the subject yet, but it'll be a good topic. I'm interested to see what happens when shit changes. I haven't done anything this weekend. I feel like normally most weekends, like I'll stream Friday night pretty late, and then Saturday I'll do like a stream as well. But I didn't get to stream Friday night or all of yesterday because I was hanging out with some people I haven't seen in a while, and we literally just like I was talking to you guys before. We literally just drank from like 12:30 until like 9:30 at night, and I'm still recovering. The nanobots need to keep healing faster. So,
dude, what is with you guys and like going out? Like, I'm just like playing Hearthstone all day. Like, what's going on here?
I know. Weird.
Do I have to leave my house too?
I mean, I don't go out much. It's like once every couple months I'll leave for a couple hours.
All right, now I don't feel so bad anymore. Yeah, we got some news. There's been some stuff going on in Hearthstone. We're going to be talking about the changes that are coming up and the fall reveal as well. But before that, we do have the meta here for standard. This is across all ranks right now that you're seeing on the screen. And then after we talk about this, then we're going to get into the top decks for the top 1K in Legend. So let's take a look at the meta right here.
I don't see anything that stands out to me. I think Druid may have fallen a little bit, but besides that, everything seems to be the same. Unfortunately, Warlock I think went down another %, so it's doing good. Hanging out.
Just waiting for next expansion.
Yeah, Warlock's in the expansion waiting room right now, along with Shaman. Priest, always still surprised to see it towards, the lower bottom area.
It looks like Hunter has overtaken Paladin once again. But it's still very close. Like the percentages are really not changing too much.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, the difference between 3 and 4 is pretty big. I mean, we have 49.4% for that warrior, and then the top 3 is 52.3%, and that's like, a sizable chunk of percentages that the 1 through 3 is taken up there in comparison to like 4 and below.
Yeah.
I
don't know, not too much to really say about this. It's really the same thing we've been covering for the past few weeks here. No dramatic changes. I mean, this is overall across all ranks. So, I mean, if we have nothing to say about it, we could always move on to the top 1K, see what's going on there.
Hopefully we can see a little mix up here, because the meta, without any like significant changes that happened or occurred, we're at a point in the meta and where the card release schedule that we're not going to see these huge meta shifts, new decks rise. I mean, it's just late in the expansion cycle, so that's why the meta is going to be.
Well, hold on. I have actually been kind of breaking the meta myself. All right.
Okay, I'm all ears.
My Highlander Warrior has been putting in a lot of work recently. The whole reason why I really couldn't play it was because of Turtle Mage. It would just destroy it. But now that that's out of the picture, it's been doing quite well, and I am ranked 21 with it right now. I've been like absolutely stomping. I think I have like a 70% win rate with it. So,
Oh,
just saying, there's
what's
a few
the
meta breaking decks in the loop here.
what's the catch to it? What makes it what would make it better than your average control, your average bomb? What does it bring? Besides, obviously, like
Zeph.
Zeph.
Yeah, I mean, it just runs good card. I have Sticky Finger and Ooze in there, so I really just destroy warriors and demon hunters as well. Um, Basically just countering what I play against the most, which is demon hunter and warrior. And it's been working out really well.
Okay. Do you run
Speaking of,
Oh, sorry.
sorry,
Go on, Jack.
I was going to say, speaking of Demon Hunter, have you been running into people running Sneaky Delinquent?
I have not, but I heard that some people do now.
Yeah, so people have been cutting out the Glavebound Adepts since they're so bad feeling in hand. And the whole reason you brought the Glavebound Adepts was the potential to like get there with damage against like priests and warriors when they have like a lot of armor gain and whatnot. So people decided this wasn't my idea, but I can't wait to try it this week. But so they've been cutting out the Adepts and then bringing Sneaky Delinquents because each Sneaky Delinquent equals almost an undeniable 6 damage to face for each one. So that's been proven to be less clunky in hand and allow the Demon Hunter to curve out better to a degree versus running another 5-drop like the Glavebound Adept was. So I kind of understand why people are kind of thinking about putting this in Soul Demon Hunter versus the Glavebound Adepts, and I'm excited to play with that. So
Yeah, it's actually very interesting.
It is interesting, yeah. Not sure if I like it or not. I mean, you're not sure if you like it either. You haven't tried it, but
we will see.
yeah. I mean, I'm just like thinking about the discount on Skull and everything like that.
Mhm.
Those glaive bounds do just push so much damage, and putting the delinquents down. Like, yes, they're probably going to get through, but
You have to wait a
I
turn.
mean, yeah, your opponent could deal with it. So
Yeah.
then you don't get across that damage. I'm not really a fan, just based on what I'm hearing. I haven't played against it yet, but I would think the glade bounds are better overall. But we'll see. I still just like that people are trying new things right now, like myself. You know.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask, the warrior, do you run like Archivist or the blaster guy still, or potentially like do you run Livewire Lance? Like, what are some
Man,
spicy?
Warshack just
I'm
wants
interested.
this
Yeah, warrior
warrior
decks. Yeah, interest. I love warrior decks. So if there's actually a good warrior deck that doesn't run that stupid pirate package, I'm all ears.
Okay, it runs Skipper, Sky Raider, and Sticky Finger.
But no
And you have
Ankar.
the Ankar. You have the Ankar to get those cards. Like Sticky Finger.
Oh,
For like
okay.
those weapon based matchups. So it's like half. It's only Highlander, so it's like half the pirate package.
Yeah, it's half the packs. It's half the P.
But it doesn't run. It doesn't run Elysiana.
Okay.
It does run Livewire Lance as well, and the Reaper's Scythe too.
Okay. No bombing.
Yeah, I could send it to you.
Okay.
No
Cool.
bombs.
Okay. No bombs. No bomb.
No
Yeah,
bias.
I
so
think
looking-
it could definitely be. It could be optimized a little more, but it's really fun and it's just
Okay.
like unique. So
No, yeah. I would love to take a look at it and give it a go. And like I said, any warrior that's not the same, anchor pirate warrior, gain a bunch of armor, kill you in one turn.
Yeah.
Like that's just not my playstyle. Highlander warrior. So we have control warrior sitting at the top. I'm pretty sure it was at the top last week too. But this one, I see like it has Rattlegore, Archivist in it. I see a Zeph. So this is kind of like even more refined, I suppose, than the control warrior we were seeing in the previous weeks that was up at the top.
Possibly. I don't know. It does have a lower percentile point than last week's Control Warrior did.
Mm-hmm.
So it did kind of fall as a tier 1 deck, but it is still the top performing deck in top 1K Legend of all formats. So
Yeah, I wish I had more experience against it.
Yeah, exactly. Like I've like never played against it. I played against it like one time maybe.
I've played against it. It's really hard to beat with Demon Hunter. It's very hard.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole reason why they're playing it pretty much. Like yesterday and the day before, like Demon Hunter is like 70% of my matchups. Not even exaggerate. Okay, maybe like 50. But there's a lot of Demon Hunter out there right now, so it really makes sense that people are trying to hard counter that, and I'm sure that counters other decks. It counters like other aggressive decks as well.
For
Case
sure.
Hunter, yeah.
Weapon Rogue.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I was
Highlander Hunter's still performing really well up there.
Yep. Then Funky's Broom Paladin still holding its own.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of 50%, a lot of things that are close. I mean, we talk about every week. Everybody says it's some balanced meta. It is balanced pretty much. I mean, we do have a couple balance changes coming, but overall, it's a pretty balanced meta. Doesn't really make it fun per se, but it is
Also,
quite balanced.
Something crazy. Look at the very bottom there. Highlander Rogue. We haven't seen that in any other week, and I actually have been playing a decent amount of Highlander Rogue, and there should be a video on it soon, but it did really well. Like I had like above a 70% win rate with it over like 40 games.
Somebody came into my stream the other day. I'm not going to name any names, but Noon Attack, and he said that you were like 2-12 with Highlander Rogue.
No, that was OTK Mage. I was playing that.
Okay. Right.
I tried the new OTK Mage with Encanter's Flows and some other things. And the deck, I 60% of my games was against Face Hunter and Demon Hunter. So it just wasn't a good time to play that Mage deck because I was just dying to just face decks. But no, I didn't play any Highlander Rogue. Literally the past like 3 streams. It was like, I want to say a week ago that I played Highlander Rogue and it performed really well. So it's cool to see it on this list.
Yeah, I think the deck is pretty good. I played it a little bit myself. I think I really didn't do too well with it, but when you win with it, like you win with it. Like it can win games. It definitely can win games. It's just there's quite a few tough matchups. But like the deck actually feels like pretty good still and fun, and that's what a lot of people look for in a deck. So
no, it was very fun. It was very fun.
Yeah.
So for those of you who enjoy Rogue and want to play something different, I'd recommend taking a look at Highlander Rogue. I think it lines up very well. I think it's a really fun deck. Very hard deck to play, but very fun. Yeah. Anything else we want to take note of this, or do we want to move to the exciting stuff?
We'll go to the exciting stuff. I'm cool with that.
All right, the exciting stuff. These changes.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know, right? So as the mage player in our group, D-Money, I'll let you tackle this first because I know you probably have a lot of words to say about this.
Yeah, screw you, Blizzard. No, I'm kidding. I think we called the evocation one, right? Or did I call that? Somebody. I think I had called that nerf because of like the wand makers and the Cobalt Spellkins being able to generate evocations. It was just too strong. The ability to get them was too easy to get these evocations. Like it's not a typical mage game if the mage player doesn't play 3 evocations. And that's like not even a meme. Like you think I'm memeing, but I'm really not. So I actually think this change is really good. Like Sorcerer's Apprentice is still going to be really annoying, but this change was very needed for the game. I'm not too mad about it at all.
Mm-hmm. I think so moving it from 1 to 2 mana, I think the card is still going to be played, and I still think it's really good. Because it still combines with Sorcerer's Apprentice. You still get 0 mana cards. You still get a lot of value when you play it, but I think the keynote is how many times you can play Evocation in a game. And that's what you touched on. And the key is now the dragon, the 5 mana dragon, can't generate these because it generates 2 1-drops, right? So this is no longer in the pool of that. What is that dragon's name? The 5 mana 3/5?
Cobalt Spellkin.
Yeah, Cobalt Spellkin and Wand Maker. So it's really good that that's just no longer in that pool. But I still think the card's good. Like, it can still give you a ton of value. It just can't be generated a million times anymore, which was the problem. So.
Yeah, Wand Maker was really like the big deal because not too many people run the spell conversion anymore. So, but there's always Wand Makers in the decks. So that was like the main deal there. And yes, I think it still will be played. Just because I mean, in that deck, it just works so perfectly.
Yeah.
It might delay you a turn, and that's like the big deal. Like we've seen in the past recently, like a lot of nerfs where they just nerf a card by 1 mana, and everybody thinks it's not going to do anything, like Guardian Animals. But 1 turn actually makes a difference, and 1 mana actually makes a difference. So I think this will make a bigger difference than it seems. Um, Sure, they could have touched Sorcerer's Apprentice, but I'm interested to see how the deck runs with both of these changes in it. I feel like it will be a lot more fair. I'm sure there's still going to be a lot of randomness that's going to make a lot of people upset, but
You can still discover evocation off a magic trick.
you can.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's an interesting note, but yeah, I'm really this is going to be a horrible week for playing Demon Hunter. I feel like because of this nerf, because I bet the other decks that Mage is really good against, like Paladin and Druid and Quest Druid, they're all going to come back out now, and I'm going to queue into those things all the time, and that's going to be my reality. It's going to be like, oh, cool, Quest Druid's back again. My super polarized matchup that is like impossible to win. Yay. And then I know there's going to be a whole bunch of people that are like, oh, it's Lee Broom Paladin time now because Mage is gone. So
Yeah, that's true.
So be wary out there if you play Demon Hunter that this nerf to Mage is going to nerf Demon Hunter also. So
I mean, Demon Hunter still has good matchups across the board, but yes, people will be playing those people will be able to play those certain decks that they weren't really able to play. And at this point, everybody's just looking to play something different because everyone's just tired of the meta. So I could totally see everybody going back to Druid, going back to the Paladin as well. Yeah, makes sense. Right now, like everyone's just playing Mage and abusing it pretty much. I mean, I do see more Soul Demon Hunter than Mage, but there's still so many Mages right now. Trying to get those last minute 1 mana evocations in.
Yeah. Do you think the mages, like the Incanter's flow, is it too slow for like a tempo mage now that evocation, like, because if it costs 1 more and you flow it, it'll go back to its original. So do you think that'll be something they try out, D-Money? Because you played a fair amount of tempo mage.
I don't know if that's really worth it. I know
Okay.
I've seen a decent amount of Mozaki Mage recently, actually. And they do run the Incanter's flows and evocation as well. So that's good for them. I mean, it's not good for them, but like that's fine for them. And Mozaki Mage actually has been destroying me, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's the new mage that takes over. But not sure how these changes will really.
I hope that is the Mage deck that takes over.
Oh, come on.
The Mozaki Mage deck is ridiculous. It's fun.
Yeah, it's a fun,
Like-
and it's pretty hard too. Like, it's not an easy deck to pilot because its matchup versus aggro decks is terrible.
The lethals are insane. You know, like you do 1 arcane missile that does like 35 damage at one point or something like that.
Who is this fun to? Who?
What's that?
Is it only fun for the person who's playing it? Because I don't have fun when I play against it.
I mean, I don't really have a hard time playing against that deck because I just go face, but it's
True.
I like when it doesn't work out and they kill me, I'm like, all right, that was cool. That was neat. Good for you.
I have the opposite reaction. I am like, this is the stupidest thing ever. I hate this deck. Combos are so stupid. But that's me. I don't know. I guess I just have an unpopular opinion.
Well, it can be, you can tech against it pretty well, like with the freeze cards, and it dies to, like I mentioned, aggro decks, like really, like it has no defensive mechanics in it whatsoever. And then if you're playing a control deck, you can kind of hedge, because if you build up a decent board, the missiles like aren't guaranteed to go face. And then it's like, well, they can frostbolt you, which is true, but they have to guarantee they flow the frostbolts. And on top of that, if you're playing like a warrior, you can gain armor to help play around the 20 plus damage in frostbolts. There's quite a few things that you can do. Granted, I know being OTK'd isn't the most fun interactive thing in the world, but out of like the OTK decks that could exist, I feel like this is like a hard one to play, and it could be a lot worse. You know what I'm saying?
It's
like,
more respectable to lose against, sure.
Than Turtle Mage. Like think about OTK, Muzaki Mage, and Turtle Mage. Like
I know.
One of them requires like slightly more brain cells. One requires none.
I'm not just gonna let this deck off the hook though, just because it's a little better in that regard. But even if you have a wide board, it doesn't really matter most of the time because they'll just be able to play like Ray of Frost and kill off all your stuff, or play like an Arcane Explosion that they get off of Evocation, and they're going to usually find stuff to kill your board off first before playing the missiles. Sometimes they don't even have to use the missiles because they'll just put 2 18 damage Frost Bolts to your face. I don't know.
Combo deck? Is that why we hate it, D-Money? Because the combo deck is the only reason we hate it?
Pretty much. I mean, I feel like these decks aren't playing Hearthstone. Like when you just spend the whole entire game just building up these pieces, just drawing through your whole entire deck just to do a one-turn kill. I don't know. It's pretty lame to me. Personally, it doesn't really feel like I'm playing the game. It feels like I'm playing a different game of just like, okay, now I have to kill this person before he does this dumb combo on me. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it is a personal vendetta versus combo decks. You know, that's just how I played card games. That's just what I don't like in card games. So everybody's entitled to their own opinions.
I mean, you're a control player. You're not gonna like decks that do well against you. That's just I don't like getting OTK'd when I'm playing control either. But you know, it's just there's good ways to look at. There's good ways to look at OTK, and then there's like bad ways. Like Shrivala Paladin to me was a fine OTK deck. Like this Duelist Mage, it could get worse. Granted, right? Like if it gets to a point where they're killing you by turn 6 every game because the deck is so refined, right? Then we have a problem. But like right now, I feel like it's not there yet. But I can respect. Like I understand where you're coming from, D-Money.
It's not even like I enjoy playing them either. I don't know. It's just like maybe it's because I hate losing against them, but just everything about it, just don't like it.
Draco.
Sorry.
I was gonna say all I can think about is in comparison to Mizaki Mage is like the wild Mali Druid, because that kind of like the most classic of combo decks, and I play that in my THL matches pretty frequently, and that deck is stupid.
Yeah.
Like in comparison to like Mizaki Mage, because you can use like Kael'thas to get 1 mana ultimate infestations, and then you just cycle through your whole deck while you're playing to draw all the combo pieces, and then you can generally get it off on like turn 6 if you draw your ramp. Then you can like, I don't know, like send like 40, 50 damage to your opponent's face with, you know, Saphravar for 1 mana on your 1 mana Malygos to throw down your third 1 mana Malygos. And
it's like your opponent's not even playing the game. Like it doesn't matter what they do, really.
Yeah, I mean, I played in Conquest, so it's like I'm not like laddering with it and having fun. It's like I bring this so that my opponents can't run an all control lineup against me and then, you know, and sweep me. And but
yeah, I mean, I've also seen like the shaman that runs the ancestors calls and stuff. Like, I don't know who's actually having fun with those decks. Like, you're doing the same combo every single game. Like, I don't know, it's pretty lame to me. But sorry, that's a little off topic. We should probably talk about Solarian Prime a little bit.
Oh snap! I think this is big. I don't think playing the like having your 2 mana guy that you won in Mulligan and you get off the studies, and then on turn 7, like at some points that you just play Solarian Prime and you win the game. Like a Power of Creation, 2 secrets, draw cards, and a side quest. It's like, or a freeze board and a clear. It's like that's a lot for 7 mana, man. So 9 mana seems fair. In my opinion, he should also have the stats of Lady Vash. I don't even know why Lady Vash is so bad in comparison to all the other primes. This guy should be a 5/4, in my opinion, and cost 9 mana, and he'd still be played. And Lady Vash could be a 7/7. She still doesn't get played. That's
now
just
it's not going to be good to draw him though, like right after your prime dies, because like at 7 mana, when you see the Solarian Prime land in your hand, you're just like, ooh baby. But now Now at 9, you're gonna be like, oh, I just gotta wait till the end of the game to play this now. Like that's different, you know.
Yeah.
Like when you top deck it early on in the game, now you're not just gonna feel like that was a net win because now it's a clunky late game card that you just drew early on.
Yeah.
Yeah, those 2 turns are going to make a big difference. Definitely needed it. I think the stats are probably fine. It doesn't really matter too much to me. But yeah, this card could literally just win you the game in like literally any circumstance. It doesn't even matter.
Yep.
Like it could just do 25 face damage to your opponent, and clear their board. You know, so
And that's healthy.
definitely, yeah, it definitely needed to be changed. I feel like it's still going to be super good. You're still going to run it. It's tough because if it is like a really bad prime, now it's so much more punishing. So it is a bit more risky to play, but I feel like just the upside is worth it. The potential upside is probably still worth it, even at 9 mana.
I mean, I think it's fair for it to be at 9 because Potion of Illusion is in its pool. And that was so ridiculous. Like when you
Yes.
get another 1 mana prime in the same turn to play.
Yeah, I think it's more about just like having to play it later because like you said, if you draw it early, like you're like, okay, well, I basically just win the game in like a turn or 2 turns. If like there's literally like nothing your opponent could do if you just draw this like really early on. So having to wait those 2 extra turns and having to do actually something else and maybe have some dead turns for your opponent to just take over a bit before this most likely overpowered card gets played. Yeah, I think it's a really good change. I like both the changes. Even as a mage player, I just say it all the time. Like I just want the game to be fair for everybody. So I think this is a good change. Yeah.
Yeah. I just wish it wasn't so swingy, you know, like you just mentioned, it could win you the game sometimes, or you get punished and it doesn't do anything you want it to do. And I think a way to fix that is to aim cards like the Shaman Prime. You know what it's gonna do every time. It's gonna draw you 3 cards. It's gonna reduce them by 3. And while that may not seem very good right now, it's because you have like the Mage Prime that just overshadows it. Why would you play the Shaman one when you can just play the Mage one and win? Also with the Warrior one, it does a set amount. It has Rush. It's probably gonna kill a minion. And it has a good ability. Like it has these set factors that are good and you know what you're going to get out of it. And it's not like, you know, if you play it and it does bad, you feel bad, your opponent feels good. Like this is literally a feel bad card for guaranteed one of the players. Either the guy who's playing it, he's unhappy that it didn't do what it's supposed to do, or the opponent is feels bad because it did awesome, or they feel really good because it didn't do anything. You know what I mean? Like both players will feel good at the end of this guy's ability. One of them's gonna feel like shit.
Yeah, I mean it's like a mini box kind of, and it's like you're throwing like a Hail Mary basically half the time, especially now that it's 9 mana.
I think it's scarier than Box because Box
It
is
is.
to pyro me in the face. Where this one, if I have a dead board, it's like guaranteed. So yeah.
Yeah, I could see like I could see just Highlander Mage taking out Box and just playing Solarian still. Because it's really close to Box in cost now, and like you said, like it's just better than Box typically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it'll cast Box for you half the time anyway. So.
That is very true. So before we wrap up on these 2 nerfs that are going to be coming to Hearthstone very, very soon, if you had to pick one, which one would you say is the most significant? Is it the Prime one or the Evocation one?
Evocation for me.
Okay.
It's gotta be Prime for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like the Evocation, like we said before, like I feel like it's still gonna be good. And like even with like the Sorcerer's Apprentice, like it still only costs 1. Like that's not too bad. And you'll still be able to play like a lot of the cards you get off of the Evocation anyway. So I don't think it makes like a huge difference for Evocation, but those 2 turns for Prime, considering the power level of that card, I think that makes a really huge difference.
Yeah. Both of them are very significant. I'm leaning towards the Prime just because of when it gets played. Like them just not playing such a powerful card early, I think makes a big difference. And in this situation, just with how powerful we've seen Prime be, especially when people can make multiple of them. So
yeah, the only reason I really went with Evocation is because of the fact of like Wand Maker and Cobalt Spellkin discovering it.
Yep.
So even though it's not going to be impactful when you play the card from hand, it's going to be incredibly impactful on the fact that we don't play against like 4 of them in a game. We play against like 1, maybe 2.
That is true.
Mhm.
So
That's a big
we're
deal.
not going to be seeing the card as much, which means less discovered spells, which
Yeah.
means like less discovered spells for the deck that Mage runs now is just going to be a net lose. So
Sure.
yeah,
But like at the same volition, like you do discover more Solarians off of the primordial studies, so it's kind of similar in that regard.
true. That is true. Yeah. I guess, but yeah, I guess you have more chances to discover Evocation with the stuff that you run, but I don't really know if that means it's more likely when there's more 1 mana spells in the pool, and then Primordial Studies kind of has an over. It's like it's close to a 50% chance to happen every time you use that card. Not
Mhm.
exactly 50%. I think it's probably between like 30 and 40% if we did the
Yeah,
math.
probably.
Because the only options are Lab Recruiter and that card out of the Mage cards. If you do get a class card in the Primordial pool, so I guess yeah, it's got to be close to a 50% chance because if you're getting 3 tries at a class card or a neutral card, and then you get a 50% chance once you get a
Well,
class
no.
card.
There's 4 options. There's the 1/3 guy, there's the Zora Explorer, and there's the 3/3 guy that increases the mana cost of your spells by 1.
You're
Yeah.
right. It's actually way less likely to get multiple primes than it is to get multiple evocations.
But you still always get it, yeah. It's like a 50-50.
It's a 50-50 for a 1 in 4 3 times. Am I right?
Well, it's not a 1 in 4 3 times because it's a 50% chance that you get a neutral card versus a class card, and you roll that.
Yeah. So it's a 50-50 to then do 1 in 4.
Yeah.
It's a 66% chance to get a 1 in 4. Because if you're doing a 50% chance 3 times, that's like.
Well, I think he was talking about for each time.
Yes.
Oh, okay. You're right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so first discover, 50-50, then 1 in 4. Second discover, 50-50, then 1 in 4. That's
Right.
kind of how, yeah. Okay, cool. I think we covered a lot. I think
We did,
we can agree that these are good changes. I think that they will make significant, like, they'll mean significance when we play against Mage. And hopefully it is a more fun and interactive experience, and with having them create, generate, and play less random stuff. Moving towards probably the most exciting news that a Hearthstone player can get, and the quantity of what we're getting in a very short period of time is going to be, as we can see here in this infographic, the fall reveal coming this Thursday, October 22 at 8 a.m. PT, the expansion. We're going to most likely see Dark Moon Fair, which is behind me. I'm going to be attending in just a short bit here. And then we have the system revamp, which I don't know what that means at all. And then we have a new game mode, which we've been speculating, talking about, and discussing almost in every podcast for the past 1.5 months. So, boys, let's talk about it.
We have speculated over what that system revamp is.
Wait, we know what system revamp is. What do you mean?
That's the battle pass.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's got to be the battle pass.
okay, my bad. All right, yes. We know, chat. I may have forgotten. Like I said, I had a card yesterday. Nanobot's still healing.
He knew.
I'm still being healed. I'm sorry.
Yeah, a lot of exciting. Oh wait, did you want to go first, Rigo? I'm sorry.
I'll go since we're already making a moment for me to talk here now. I think if the battle pass gets released already, that will be really exciting because I imagine there's going to be new skins in that battle pass. Like the one they talked about was like a secondary Jaina skin and stuff, and then there being like golden cosmetic cards. So usually when they announce a system revamp, that kind of stuff, like they did with the rank system, it's going to go into effect really soon, which means all of those really cool rewards that they've kind of been giving us hints about are going to be very soon. and I'm looking forward to, I guess, earning those. So
Yeah, exactly what we need. Another Jaina skin. Yeah, perfect.
I need another one.
I hope it has the same classic emotes as the other ones. Yeah, perfect, man.
But they probably actually will have different emotes since they're trying to do that now and they're changing those things. So, like, obviously, we want to send the right message that, like, to the people that watch this, that they're not going to get the same emotes since Blizzard's kind of already admitted that that was a bad call on their part. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the battle pass will go live that same day, which is super exciting to me.
Yeah. And if the battle pass doesn't go live, I'm sure the new game mode will be like right in beta afterwards, which is also, I mean, I don't think we should go into a giant deep dive on speculation over the alternate game mode since we've done that like a million times. But that new expansion looks awfully like the Dark Moon Fair. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, I feel like the new game mode, I think last time with like Battlegrounds, they had us wait like a few days, maybe like 5 days until like the beta came out. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see like the system revamp come that same day, then the new game mode like a few days down the line, and then the expansion in December still. But yeah, we had talked about Dark Moon Fair a little bit on you guys were speculating, I think, that was going to be the next expansion, right?
Mm-hmm. Draco's been talking about that for a while now.
Yep, it looks like it's going to be Dark Moon Fair because of the teaser card that they showed us with the gems. It had like the same kind of art that they have on the Dark Moon Fair card back, and it was kind of undeniable that there were parallels between the Dark Moon Fair card back and the way they made that gem look on the 3 expansions.
Mm-hmm.
So this
Also,
is lining up with that.
Yeah, the Cthulhu Eye, boys and girls. So, I mean, I honestly don't know enough about the Dark Moon Fair in WoW to know how Cthulhu and the old gods like weave into it. So maybe people in chat during Q&A can inform us a little bit about that if you are familiar with WoW lore. But I wish I knew more. But if we see some like a return of Cthulhu-like mechanics, I mean, I would kind of be interested in that. What do you guys think?
They've done it before with Boomsday. They brought Mechathune, which wasn't the same at all. It was a combo card, but I guess the original Cthulhu is kind of a combo card, but it's more of just kind of like a finisher that built up over. I don't know. Was Cthulhu a combo?
I don't think so, because he was found in like control decks.
He was a single card. What's the combination?
I mean, you had to really like buff him up to really make him usable, right?
Yeah.
I have no idea what to expect, but yeah, I do see that Cthulhu Eye as well. So I'm thinking that Cthulhu is going to be like rebranded somehow this expansion.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe the card is just Cthulhu's Eye, and it's like maybe like a weapon or an enchantment.
Okay.
Or like a corruption mechanic that we haven't seen. Because in WoW, they recently came out with the corruption mechanic, and then they took it away because it sucked. So maybe Hearthstone is going to do that. I don't know.
Warshack's got some great ideas, man. He's a really creative guy.
And
I can see you being on the Hearthstone team. I don't know. Boar Control just got onto the Hearthstone team. I think Blizzard, if you're listening, Warshack's got some really good ideas over there. Right? He's really thinking.
Also, I did just want to. I don't mean to soil anyone's excitement here about Cthulhu, but if you look up Dark Moon Fair in Google Images, all of the gates to Dark Moon Fair have that eye on the top of it. So that's just kind of like the art of the gate for Dark Moon Fair.
Okay.
So it might not be Cthulhu. I'm just saying that, like, because like all that's really proving is that it's Dark Moon Fair, and I don't know about Cthulhu's relation to Dark Moon Fair.
Yeah, I don't know either. I didn't ever really participate in the Dark Moon Fair activities. I know a lot of people did, but I was not part of that.
Yeah.
Well, whatever it is, it's hyped up, and this is all coming on Thursday, October 22nd, which is in 4 days from now, which is extremely close. It's I'm super excited. I know everybody's excited. Yeah, this is like Christmas coming early, essentially. And then December, when the new expansion comes out, it's like Christmas coming early again. It's perfect, man. What a joyous celebration.
I agree. I'm looking forward to it a lot. Anything that keeps things mixed up.
You know what makes me most excited about Dark Moon Fair as the expansion? Usually we only get like one whimsical expansion for a rotation year, you know? Like we had Skullomance and Boomsday, like these expansions that have a whole bunch of goofy, silly cards in them.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like having a circus like fair themed expansion is going to give us like
Flair.
I don't know, like
it's going to be spicy.
Yeah, it'll have like a gnome, like there'll be like a lot of gnome carnies, like dart throwing gnomes, and I don't know, like
all the activity
elementals.
Yeah, all the activities at a normal like carnival or fair are gonna be implemented in the cards here that do wacky and creative, hopefully fun things. So I'm looking forward to it.
I mean, a lot of like Solarian Prime is already like a carnival, bro, when you play it. So, yeah, I'm a like, little scared.
I wouldn't
not gonna lie.
I wouldn't be surprised if they give Mage a casino-like card. Like literally, like it's gonna be called like slot machines or like casino. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna. I guarantee. Maybe not guarantee, but I'm just saying it may not be like super RNG Fiesta flavored, but it would be a meme if they added in like a carnival, you know, slot sheen like Mage, whether it be a minion or a spell to like kind of like, you know what I mean, jab at everybody who says casino Mage and stuff. I think that'd be hilarious.
Design space for carnival themed games and stuff is kind of ridiculous. Like you could say like pick one of these 3 cards from your opponent's hand. If your opponent picks the same card, it's burnt, or like they shuffle it into their deck, or like, you know what I mean? They could be like weird little micro games.
That would be awesome. And also, like, it reminds me of like in Yu-Gi-Oh, the mystical hats, how we put the guy in the hat and it would shuffle it around. Hell yeah, brother!
and like the box, with like the 3 boxes. You know what I'm talking about? Like
with the question marks. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
It was so much cooler in the show, but it was still cool. All right.
One day we'll have VR Hearthstone, and it'll be like that.
Yeah, I think I think like we saw a lot of cool new mechanics in Skullomance Academy, so I'm really excited to see what they came up for this time. Probably a lot of cool new things as well. Just hoping that it ties everything together and we have like a really fun meta. It's always the hope.
I hope we get a whole bunch of silly Demon Hunter cards instead of them all being like Edgelord cards.
Yeah.
That's like the reason I like Stelina so much, is because she's like silly and goofy amongst like all these like battle fiends and like spectral sights and stuff. And I'd really like a lot more goofy Demon Hunter cards. And I feel like if they're doing a carnival theme expansion, I might get just that. So.
Yeah, I think we might see like instead of like darts, it's throw the glaive or something silly like that. And I think that'd be awesome. But I think we can move into Q&A if we've covered everything you guys think we should cover with this new game mode. And also, guys, it's not like coming out the 22nd. I mean, it may, but it's for the announcement where they start talking about it and telling you telling us more information about it. I don't want anybody to get confused to be like, oh, it didn't come out 22nd. You guys lied. You big fat phony.
We never lie on the Metabreakers podcast, all right?
We're just speculating over the announcement of an announcement.
But, a lot of the things that we say, we were talking about it before we started, a lot of the things that we say on the podcast, they do tend to come true. So I'll listen up, all right?
We didn't predict the Prime nerf, though. That was one that we didn't see.
I mean, we all said it's going to be changed, but yeah, we didn't specify exactly what was changed, but we had to have known they're going to touch the Prime. I mean, come on. That shit, if it's somebody needs touching, it's the Prime.
I agree.
Yeah, so guys, if you have any questions, please feel free to type them into chat and we will answer them to the best of our abilities.
Yeah.
Let me see. D-Money, do you need a haircut? Yes, I do. Yes. Very badly.
Same.
Have you until we get some questions, D-Money, about let's continue on this warrior conversation. Have you gotten any of the, like, when you play against people, to add you and be like, wow, that's like a deck I haven't seen before, or nothing like that? That's
no.
very high legend, like 21, like top 21 with like the Highlander warrior. Like, to me, that's just very awesome.
Yeah, thank you. Nobody really adds me and says that, but a lot of people come into my stream and have been loving the fact that it's an off-meta deck and it's doing really well. So that feels very cool. Yeah. If you guys have any questions, this is your time, all right? This is it.
Your time to shine is now. Let your thoughts be heard out loud here on the Metabreakers Podcast during the Q&A session.
Come on down.
I want to answer Matt's question. Do you think taking legendaries out of the Discover mechanics would have been a better need? I think one of the things that we came up with on this podcast before as our solution for that, which is that the limitation of putting a legendary in your deck is that you only get one. So they should make the discoverability of legendary spells and legendary cards half the likelihood of everything else that you can run two of in your deck. So it's even rarer to get a legendary card or spell discovered. I still think that would be the most flavorful way to limit that powerful RNG. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. Here, I'm gonna speed run a couple here. What shall I have for dinner? Pizza. Easy. Which Spice Girl is your favorite? I don't really know too many of them. I only know Mel B from like the America's Got Talent. I don't know. Mel B? That's all I got.
Are you guys mentally prepared to be disappointed by how boring and unoriginal this next expansion will be compared to your speculations? Probably not. I'm never mentally prepared to be disappointed.
Only if they release a new class called Demon Hunter. I mean, oh, oops.
What the hell?
That's a good question. Do you think the changes will destroy Tempo Mage?
That's one of my chat members, so no.
I think I don't think they'll be tier 1 anymore. Like, as good as in tier 1, but maybe low tier 1 or high tier 2. But normally when changes occur to a class, especially like 2 changes to like 2 of the most popular cards in the deck, people tend to just stop playing the deck, and then the only people who play it are the players who are actually good at the deck or like can innovate it and then make it work. So we'll see, I think when the changes occur, a huge drop off in Mage, and then people are going to play other things, and then if it gets good again by people playing it who like the class, like the way it runs, and just will take the nerf and be like, yo, this was needed, but we're still going to make the deck work. This deck is still good. Then all the copy pastas will come back.
You know what needs to be touched? Yes, me. But yes, Demon Hunter, I think, has to be touched. I know a lot of people hate on Priest, but I still think Demon Hunter could use some nerfs, like Blade Dance and Soul Shard Lapidary. That's all I gotta say.
If you touch Blade Dance, it will probably destroy Soul Demon Hunter. Like, if you increase the mana to 3, it would be too awkward to actually deal with opponent boards. Probably.
I don't see a problem with that.
Well, you just want like Soul Demon Hunter here.
I think it could. I think it's a little too much. I mean, at least touch. It's got to touch something. I feel, but that's like I'm okay. Like it's not like the worst thing in the world dealing with that deck right now, but I feel like that's like the strongest deck, especially now after these mage changes.
It's never been like tier 1 on this chart that we look at ever. I'm just saying.
These players don't know how to play it.
It's top 1,000 legend from every region. You are in this math.
Just because it's not all the way at the top doesn't mean there's certain cards in it that are overpowered.
Okay. All right.
So if you just nerf the reason it's even on here, then the deck just completely falls off. So if you
I don't know what to tell you.
If they were going to nerf Demon Hunter in a way that it wouldn't like ruin, they should take off like an attack of like Lapidary, make it like a 5-mana 4/5 or something.
Yeah,
like
I agree.
That's chill, but I would honestly make the priest matchup so much better. Hell yeah, yeah. Let's put out 5-mana 4/5s.
4/4 will work, but
I think we need to focus on what matters, and that's giving another charge to Fist of Raw Den, so it's a 1/5 weapon. Let's all focus on what needs to be. Yes,
that's a really weird buff there, but I kind of like it.
I'm just saying what needs to be done. It needs to. We need more fisting durability. It gets blown through too fast, and we need to extend. And the only way to extend is to add durability. So.
Does it really get blown through too fast? You have 4 charges.
And you think that's too much? Why not a fifth?
Seems like a lot.
I mean, it seems until you do the fisting, and then you need more. And then we just add another durability to that bad boy. And then you play a little hoarder card and you get numb. So you can get 10 charges of fist instead of just the normal 8. That's 2 more. That's 20%.
Make Shaman great again. Yeah.
See?
We're honestly not in that much risk of increasing the durability of a Shaman weapon. Like, you can't do that with a rogue weapon or a demon hunter weapon or like a warrior weapon, because they can buff it a whole bunch. Because like if you have a 5 durability 1 attack weapon in like rogue or like warrior, that could be turned into an aggressive thing.
But with the fist, it's safe. It's a safe.
Yeah, because there's no shaman cards that synergize with weapons really.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think
it's the safest durability increase we have to extend it out. Safe extension.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, a hand has 5 fingers, so a fish should have 5 charges. That's solid.
Actually,
holy shit! The logic.
No,
I love
but the
chat.
thumb isn't a finger, right?
What the fuck's a thumb?
Dude. Yeah.
A thumb isn't a finger? So you're going to tell me if you lose your thumb, you're going to be like, I have 5 fingers still? Like, I don't even know how to like...
Okay.
What?
I'm just saying, that's what people say is that the thumb is not a finger. I don't understand it personally. I'm just relaying it to you. So
you sounded convinced that that's what you said. That sounded like you had conviction behind those words.
I'm playing devil's advocate, and I know half the people in chat will agree with me. Like 50% of people say that the thumb is not a finger. I don't know if
100% of people have a thumb and it is a finger. So
I'm just saying, bro. You've never heard that before?
I've never heard anyone make the argument that a thumb is not a finger. That is ridiculous.
Is this a New York thing?
If you're in chat right now, and do you think a thumb, like, if you don't think your thumb is your finger, who are you so I can ban you?
Get banned.
Oh, shit.
That's like saying, like, your pinky toe isn't a toe, or like your big toe isn't. It's like the same thing, like, and that's ridiculous.
Okay, I swear this is a thing, guys. I'm not just like making this up right now. This is literally like a thing, all right? But whatever. I guess now that I've said it, nobody's going to agree with it, you know? That's just how it goes. That's how Twitch goes, bro.
Oh,
everybody's an expert on everything.
Oh shit. Well,
I don't know who's an expert on fingers, man, but okay.
Apparently it's not me.
Oh my god. Well, I think that's a fantastic place to end on this podcast for today. I don't think it's gonna get any better than that. I think
we can't get more back onto target than the thumb conversation, so
yeah. And so before we wrap up, Deku is doing a fantastic job as moderator to provide you with DmoneyGames and DracoCatt's stream down below. Keep in mind that we do change up the location, but not the time, of the Metabreakers podcast. Next week will be on DmoneyGames' channel, so if you're not already over there and following him, please go ahead and drop a follow so you can participate in next week's Metabreaker. I am Warshack, and thank you guys for having me, and thank you guys for watching.
Thank you. Have a great day, guys, and I look forward to talking to you guys during the week. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.
Yes, take care, everybody. Have a great Sunday. Peace out. Good podcast. Thanks for having me.
Peace out, guys. Have a good one.